Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video, LEGO just announced a new set from their Icons line, 10337, the LEGO Lamborghini Countach 5000 QV. And I'm not impressed. And it seems like people either really love it or really don't care for it. But I'm gonna go through my thoughts on why it's not working for me, and you can let me know. Let me know if you agree or disagree. That would be interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts. But anyways, let's get straight into it and look why this QV is a dud, in my opinion. All right. Let's bring it up. Coming soon. Coming soon to a dumpster near you. Here it is. Boom. Countach. Countach time, baby. Bring it on, brother. Boom, enhance. All right, here we go. Ooh, yeah, that's good. So here are my areas, my issue areas. This view here doesn't really say a lot for me, although I'm immediately seeing some issues down by the lights right here. And we'll get into that in a little bit more detail, but let's not get bogged down with that. Let's go to a different photo. Wow, scissor doors. Bet that was tricky to engineer. Okay, let's go with this one first. Now, I'm gonna put up a picture of the actual car, and you're gonna notice that there is a nice swooping line all the way basically from tip to tail on this thing. I'll link up a video in the description from an automotive designer, a Swedish fella, and he has excellent videos. I highly recommend. I've been watching him for years. Really interesting stuff. He basically notes that the characteristic line of the Lamborghini Countach is it should go basically one continuous line. And you can see here there's some areas of issue, like even this, when I do this continuous line, I'm missing a chunk up there. And it's a tiny bit, but it does create some issues. You got a little bit of a disconnect where if I do one continuous line that grabs everything, I've got this huge gap here and it just doesn't look so good. And this angle is also too large, I would say, which basically boils down to this nose being too short, in my opinion. I think you can see on the actual photo that there's about an entire wheel's worth ahead of the wheel of extra body, if that makes sense. And this one doesn't have that. It's probably got about half. So it makes the proportions look bad. And this nose is slanted way too far down, when in reality it should be it should just be one continuous nice swooping line and come out a little further. So that looks a little weird. Also, let's not detract from the fact that the wheel arches are too squared off. They need to be more hexagonal is the word I would say. The rear I could kind of forgive, actually. It doesn't look too bad, but in the front I think it's really noticeable. And I feel like they could have done that. I don't think that would have been a huge ask. So that is my principal area of concern, I would say, with this. But let's go down somewhere else. Let's look at the back. Okay, the back's another good one. I don't like the tires straight away, how they use 2 instead of 1. Yeah, don't like that, but I will forgive it because it would have driven the price up even more, and it's already getting expensive. But let's talk about the rear lights. I know the rear lights on the Countach were very big, but they're not this big. I think when we look at a photo of the rear of the car, this ends up being on the LEGO model a little too thin, and these areas here, it's just too tall, if that makes sense. So they needed to be a little bit lower, and they needed to have more gap in between them in the middle, in my opinion. it just doesn't look that good. It's just, there's something about it that's not working. But other than that, I think they did a nice job on the exhaust, but that would have been easy. And everything else around the back looks pretty darn good, I would say. I do have a couple of other issues as well. The B pillar is way too thick. It should have been like, for real, they should have just straight up omitted this, or at least color it black. Like, that would have been way better if this was black and they just left these plates as white right here. That would have been much better. And they so easily could have done that. This is too thick, but I'll forgive it. Not a big deal. I don't know if they could have got away with that. Maybe with like some candlestick pieces. Yeah, you know what? Some candlestick pieces probably would have done the trick, actually, now that I think of it. And one other issue I have, and I think that's about it. Not gonna be too long of a video. You guys like it short. That's pretty immaculate. That's good. I like that. So where's the view I can look at that will illustrate my point? Yeah, it's actually it's this. Lamborghinis also have another characteristic. All of the top Lamborghini models have had it, and they have basically the opposite of every car line on the hood. I'll explain that a little bit. So I'll flash up a photo of a Murcielago. It's the best example of this, but they all their flagship models have it. So does the Countach. It also has this. They have hood lines that go like this, and it's a critical part to the look of a Lamborghini, in my opinion. And this one doesn't have it. It's just all straight, and it looks kind of wonky. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I think those are the areas they could have improved on, and I just feel like they kind of dropped the ball with this one a little bit. And it's more expensive than the usual ones, and I like it less. So it's gonna be an easy pass for me. Anyway, let's get out of here and go back to looking at my beautiful mug. So there it is. I think it all comes down to proportions, and this one is way out of whack. But you tell me, do you think I'm talking out of my ass, or am I bringing up some good points? Let me know in the comments down below, and stay tuned for some more. But not that unless it's super cheap, because I ain't buying it, don't love it. But thank you very much for watching this video. It really means a lot, and I hope you have a fantastic day. See ya.